Imagine you live in a tiny European town in the countryside of Ireland. Your parents grew up in that town, and your grandparents and your great-grandparents. The trees and the farms and the river have been more or less the same for hundreds of years. Now imagine that, because of the EU's latest immigration policy, 300 Nigerian refugees move into that town. Suddenly, the streets are crowded with immigrants speaking a language you don't understand. The old forests are plowed down to build a mosque and a new Nigerian restaurant, and dozens of new neighborhoods spring up. What do we make of this situation? All the immigration fans will say, "Great! Look at all that economic development! All those poor immigrants have been saved from the third world, and now they're productive consumers in our great economy." But even if this town's economy has grown, something sacred has been lost. Something more important than money. That little Irish village will never be the same. The trickling river and the quiet streets and the old Irish way is gone. Gone forever. Immigration corrodes cultures. When millions upon millions of people pour into our country, bringing a totally different culture, the unique traditions and food and national character of our nation will be fundamentally changed.
Wow! Governor's Island looks so insignificant from up here.
Hey, immigrants! Beat it! Country's full!
Okay, folks, you heard the lady. Back into the hold. We'll try Canada.
But diversity is our greatest strength. I love multiculturalism. Look, I agree, diversity can be very fun and exciting for tourists, but it's pretty hard on the people who actually live with it. It's not that Hispanic culture is bad. I like Hispanic culture. The problem is mixing cultures together. When immigrants come to America, they bring their culture with them. They don't know our cultural norms, and we don't know theirs. We will annoy and offend each other in 100 little ways. We will confuse each other and make each other uncomfortable and miscommunicate, especially if they don't know English, which is pretty common. Only about half speak it expertly. All the open borders, World Economic Forum agents will say, sure, culture shock and community breakdown and lack of social trust are unfortunate side effects, but they're made up for by the economic benefits.
Money is for the poor.
Why don't you use your ATM card?
Ah, yes. The automated teller machiniola trollomaton.
At first glance, that makes sense. Immigration allows workers to move around the world and find where they're most productive. And enforcing our border costs money. So in the abstract Austrian Econ 101 world, immigration is good. But in reality, it's a little more complicated. Immigrants overwhelmingly vote Democrat. Any economic benefit they create is undone when they start voting for higher taxes, food stamps, and egalitarianism.
Yes, I am a citizen. Now which way to the welfare office?
What?
Pew Research studied both red and blue states, and in every case, immigrants were much more leftist than the general population. 57% of Hispanic voters identify as Democrats, only 14% identify as Republicans. But Arthur, it's only a matter of time before they realize that the Democrats are the real racists. Hispanic immigrants have strong family values.
La buena vida, por Trump. La economía, por Trump. Hazlo por tu familia, latinos por Donald Trump. Ay, 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 por Dios. Yo voy a votar por Donald Trump.
Yeah, okay, but as their kids grow up in the American school system, watching American TV, scrolling through American social media, we all know those Hispanic family values aren't going to last long.
All right, men, here's the order of deportations. First, we'll be rounding up your tired, then your poor, then your huddled masses yearning to breathe free.
Breathers. Got it.
Even in a make-believe world where immigrants don't vote for welfare and food stamps, multiculturalism in itself will lead to economic stagnation. Let me explain. Immigration erodes social trust, increases conflict, and makes it harder to communicate. All those things are bad for the economy. When cultural unity breaks down and you feel like a stranger in your own country, why not rob a gas station or litter in the park? To be good citizens, people need to feel like this is their country, their nation, not just a place where they happen to live, not just an abstract economic zone. If your roots run deep in this country, if your parents and your grandparents and your great-grandparents grew up here, you will have a much deeper respect for this nation's morality and its social norms. You will have a much stronger desire to protect it. That's not to say immigrants can't be patriotic. Many of them are wonderful Americans. But in general, if you only came to America 20 years ago, you're less likely to respect America's institutions and morals. You're more likely to feel like a stranger in a foreign land. The largest study on diversity done by Robert Putnam proves that the more diverse a community is, the more likely people are to distrust their neighbors, to withdraw even from close friends, to expect the worst from their community and its leaders, to volunteer less, give less to charity, and work on community projects less often, to agitate for social reform more but have less faith that they can actually make a difference, and to huddle unhappily in front of the television. Does that sound like the kind of community that will prosper and flourish economically? Pros of mass immigration: ethnic street food. Cons: literally the downfall of Western civilization. We Americans really have no idea how bad it will get. A Greek guy in the comments section was telling me that, in Greece, there are gangs of immigrants, quote, in groups of 100 to 200 people, and if you choose to stand up for yourself, get ready for 50 of them chasing you and harassing your family everywhere. Well, in the rest of my city, it's become a meme. It's a truly sad situation that needs to be dealt with. I hear the same thing about England. Muslim immigrants rioting and stabbing people. The natives start to feel like foreigners in their own fatherland. It's terrible. So what am I advocating for? Closed borders? No immigrants, period? No. I want to make this clear. I am strongly opposed to mass immigration, but I am not opposed to limited immigration. It's the difference between a roaring flood that washes everything away and a tiny trickle that nourishes the soil. On a small, very selective scale, immigration can be great. The National Foundation for American Policy found that 55% of billion-dollar startups were founded by immigrants. Whoa! If immigrants are starting billion-dollar companies, screw the culture, let them all in. Not so fast. Let's take a look at which immigrants are starting these companies. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't see a single Mexican on there. These are not just random third world peasants. These are the best of the best. There's the Indian tech geniuses who probably would have made billions in India anyway, and the rest is Israel, Europe, Canada, China, our fellow wealthy modern nations. Leftists cite this study all the time, trying to sell the myth that these uneducated third world immigrants come here chasing the American dream, and next thing you know, they're starting unicorns. But that's just not true. The immigrants that build unicorns are the very smartest and most intelligent. Obviously, there are some immigrants who provide so much economic value that the cultural effects can be disregarded. H-1B visas are probably good, but mass immigration? It will destroy our country and by extension our civilization. It will chip away at our culture, our unity, and finally our economy. Libertarians will call me a statist, leftists will call me racist. It doesn't matter. This is our country and we will not let it be destroyed just because the Cato Institute thinks it will increase the GDP. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more people to hear this message, don't forget to like and leave a comment. You can just say something silly. You can literally just comment, "Good video." It will help the algorithm. If you want to see more of these videos, please subscribe and ring diddly ding that bellaroonie, and we'll see you next time. God bless America.
New video from Mexico's southern city of Tapachula shows masses of Haitians rushing and almost stampeding a refugee center. The trampling left 2 people hospitalized.
These are exciting times. The channel is growing. People are waking up. The masses are becoming Arthur Greenwood pilled. But we still have a long way to go. My last channel was demonetized, and they might do the exact same thing to this one. So, if you like what I do and you want to help me out, if you want to help my channel grow, there are 4 things you can do. 1. Leave a comment. Just say anything, literally anything, and that will be a huge help for the algorithm. 2. Send the video to a friend. I know you have some normie friend who needs to hear this. 4, most importantly, consider joining my Patreon. You'll get access to the Arthur Greenwood archive where you can watch my really controversial videos that I can't put on YouTube, including my really old videos from when I was like a democratic Voshite socialist. There's even the hour-long debate I had about anarcho-capitalism. You'll also get to join our members-only Discord server where you can talk with me and the boys about life and politics and history. It's a great time. We have weekly phone calls, and I have genuinely become really good friends with some of the guys in the server. Because we have to stick together, you know? It's rough out there. We need networks of highly disciplined, highly intelligent men. If you want to join my network, all it costs is $1 a month. That adds up to $12 a year, which is nothing. That's less than an hour of work. And in exchange, you get to be my friend forever.